in Lane TV. How lovely to see you. I'm Rachel Morrisroe and I am the author of a new book called How to Grow a Unicorn. You've caught me here just trying to grow some of my own. This book is illustrated by Steven Lenton. I'm not having much luck with my unicorn growing. I can't see any signs at the moment. Perhaps we should read the book and go inside Mr. Pottifer's Parlour of Plants, and then maybe we'll know how to grow our own unicorns. Shall we do it? Meet Sarah's most marvellous gardening gran. She's always outside with her watering can, digging and planting and sowing and feeding, pruning and trimming and potting and weeding. One day, Sarah went to the shops down the street in search of a truly spectacular treat, a gift for her gran that was totally great. It's not every birthday you turn 88. A stall caught her eye with some fine golden gilding, where butterflies bustled and bobbed round the building. The shop was packed full of unusual flora. She gasped at their magical vision before her. And there, on the counter, a fly trap was looming. It spoke with a voice that was scary and booming. With a grin so gigantic, the plant might just eat her. "Welcome," it said as it swooped down to greet her. "Find presents for grandmas and granddads and aunts inside Mr. Pottifer's Parlour of Plants." A tiger plant grizzled and gave her a scare. A sign on the shelf read, "May bite, so beware." The snowdrops were snowflaking, blowing a gale, while green runner beans raced about in the hail. The foxgloves were boxing, the cat's paws were tapping, the wild bird of paradise petals were flapping. A milk-squirting cowslip was making a racket, moo! And then Sarah saw a most wonderful packet. Unicorn seeds! Plant them next to a stirrup, then feed with pink sherbet and water with syrup. "My dear," said the flytrap, "these plants can be tricky. They won't grow for many. The seeds are quite picky." But Sarah was thrilled. "It's the greatest gift yet. I'll get Gran a grow your own unicorn pet." At home, Sarah followed the planting advice. She potted with sherbet, then syrupped it twice. "It says to plant one seed, but best to be sure." She used the whole packet, which held 24. Later that evening, while Sarah was sleeping, 24 unicorn vines started creeping. By morning, the plants reached as high as the roof, and then came a whinny, a snort, and a hoof. Soon, unicorns blossomed from every new flower. New magical creatures grew hour after hour. Some small ones, some tall ones, some pink ones, some green, and some with the curliest manes ever seen. Bright indigo, glittery, yellow and red, and each with a shimmering horn on its head. "I've planted too many," cried Sarah with shock. at the sight of the unicorns running amok. Now, freshly grown unicorns don't take instruction. It turns out they're brilliant at party destruction. They nibbled Gran's dress and then ate all the cake. The half-eaten party food lay in their wake. They burst the balloons with the horns on their head and then had a pillow fight up on the beds. "I'm sorry," said Sarah. She hung her head sadly. "Your birthday is going so terribly badly." Gran smiled, though her party was torn up in tatters. "Your gift was so thoughtful, and that's all that matters. We can't keep them all, though. The cottage would pop. They'll have to go back to the gardening shop." So, to Mr. Pottifer's parlour they hurried, but Sarah was sad and incredibly worried. "I'm scared Mr. Pottifer's going to be cranky." Her Gran dried her tears on a polka dot hanky. They soon reached the parlour. The bell gave a tinkle as unicorns squeezed in the shop, all a twinkle. She told Mr. Pottifer what had gone wrong. And that's when a unicorn's bum made a pong. It blushed as it pooped, and they all held their noses. The magical plop fell on top of the roses. They looked on with shock as in front of their eyes the bush shook and shuddered and tripled in size. Sarah then had the most brilliant idea. People can have perfect gardens all year. She painted some posters and stuck them on railings, then folded up flyers and sent them in mailings. "Unicorn helpers, results guaranteed. No need for gadgets to mow, trim and weed. For gardens more gorgeous than ever before. Fresh unicorn poop makes the purest manure." But what of Gran's birthday? She got the best present. Her garden wins prizes for being so pleasant. And Sarah now helps in the magical store to grow most extraordinary creatures galore. A new seed she's planted has just started glowing. For daffodils often breathe fire as they're growing. Oh, I hope you really enjoyed the story. I wonder, do you think that you could draw a picture of a plant that you would grow? If you could grow anything in the entire world, what would it be? It could be food, it could be a pizza plant, it could be an ice cream plant, or maybe it would be your favourite magical creature. Would you grow a fairy? Perhaps you'd grow a dinosaur if you're a dinosaur fan. I'm sure you have got some brilliant ideas. Might you be able to have a go at drawing a picture and even writing a little story to go with your new plant? Thank you so much for joining me for this story. I really hope you enjoyed it. Have the loveliest day. Wishing you happy unicorn growing.